1.
Why'd you count like that?
Cause I was like, I realized I
That
was
was such a
clapping, but I
weird
didn't
count.
actually.
That wasn't even like even. I don't think. Did you
I was
wait? Have you
clapping,
seen
but
the new
I didn't hit
Invincible
play.
episode?
No. I'm watching that
Bro
afterwards.
had all day and didn't watch it. That's insane, bro. I was working my ass off. Well,
'Cause
the
I would.
cupcake, bro.
I wait to
Wasn't
watch it
doing
with my
nothing.
wife. I watch it with my
Bro
wife.
didn't do shit all day.
I watch it
Holy
with my
Jesus.
wife.
And he didn't watch the episode. You hate to see it,
Was it
bro.
good?
I look, you wanted
Was
to
it
talk
good?
about it.
Was it good?
It was pretty cool.
Okay.
It was pretty cool. I think
Well,
you'll like
I'm-
it.
I'm
pretty
assuming
gonna-
he fights Conquest.
No way, bro. That would be insane. It's almost like last episode ended with that.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'll give you that. He does.
Okay, hold on. I got some quick topics I can throw at you, right? I want to get this like on the I want to get this on the podcast recorded so that I can say like I can look back at it in a couple years and be like, wow, that really was cool. All right. So like I said last episode, I think I got the job offer that I applied for.
Yes, sir.
So not today's the 13th of March. So not the next Monday that comes up, or this Monday comes up, the next one after, the 24th. That'll be my first day at my new company, and that'll be the official start of my career, which I'm pretty hyped for.
Yes, sir.
So today they
Yes,
actually
sir.
sent me a bunch of goodie bag. They sent me like a goodie bag. I got like a beanie with the company's logo. I got a notebook.
How big
or
is this
journal.
company?
The company notebook. They're decent size actually. They have
Nice.
office. Well, there's an office where you live. They have one there.
Damn, I'd
They
apply.
have one here. I know they have something. I know they're opening up another one in Oregon, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So they have like for sure they have like 8 branches, and they're in 8 different states. I should say. That's probably the easiest answer. It's actually kind of cool. One of the guys that's on the board of directors that I met with, he used to work. He was on the board of directors for American Girl doll. I thought that was actually kind of cool. You've never seen those, like, I don't know if they're life-size dolls, but they're just like a children's toy.
American Girl doll?
Yeah.
I never heard that before.
I've heard of them. I've seen their ads. They're just like they're just dolls basically. They're like a pretty popular
For
like
girls?
think like Barbie.
Yeah, I was like,
But I'm pretty sure
I'm
they're
not a girl
bigger.
or
I'm pretty
a
sure
homo,
they're
bro.
like
I don't think I would know about it.
I'm pretty sure they're like I don't want to say life size, but they're like
Oh, they're
pretty
big?
Yeah.
Are they as big as like the doll you have to pick up in Repo?
Yeah.
Taxi?
Actually, kind of, to be honest. I think they're big. I'm not fact checking. They're just big.
Mm.
But he was on the board of directors for that company, which is actually kind of, I mean, like, it's just like a cool random fact. It's like, okay, this guy's been on like a company. He's been on the board of a company that was pretty big. Now,
Yeah.
why he's no longer on that board, I don't know. But
Dang. We got some more for the future. Figure out why.
So
That's what's up. That's awesome,
pretty
bro.
sick. And then what I've also been doing is you still there, Jared?
No.
I can't hear you anymore. You're quiet.
That's crazy.
Hello?
Bro, I didn't even stop talking. Nothing even changed. Is my mic plugged in?
You're
all the
cutting
way?
out for me.
Yeah, my mic's plugged in.
Let me do something.
I think this is a you problem, fam. Maybe I'll redo the recording though, regardless.
No, I'm good. I just
Just for you, baby.
I switched
girl.
Wi-Fi networks. I forgot I was.
Baby
Can you hear me now?
girl. Unfortunately, yeah.
Okay, bro. I forgot I was doing stuff with. I was basically doing
Do you
stuff
want to
with the
read
router.
clap sync? Are we good?
I mean, did you stop your recording? Because I
Mm-mm.
kept on talking the entire time.
No,
I'm pretty sure Discord
I
just got
didn't.
disconnected. We can do another one. 3, 2, 1.
Awesome.
Okay. So my other topic was, and that's actually kind of why I had issues right now. But I've been playing Pokemon Diamond. I've been going through all that, and
Yes, sir.
I beat Cynthia's ass the other night. That was pretty sick. And then I was doing some like looking online, whatever, and like there's a Nintendo at one point had gifts that they would give out through like the Nintendo network that they had back in like 2014 or whatever, during like the life of the game. But those servers have since been shut down. But they brought those servers back, and so you can basically get like a bunch of free legendary Pokemon if you. And it's super easy. You literally just have to go into the DS's internet connection settings, and you just change
Mm.
the DNS server to like a specific server, and then you just ask for the gift, and it gives them to you. So
Okay.
I had to get a crappy router though, because like the thing is the DS is like infrastructure. It's too, I guess, like vulnerable. So modern routers don't really accept them. You have to have like an open network order to get them to join. So I had to
Mm.
bring out like a busty ass router, connect it to my current router, transmit a new Wi-Fi network, connect my 3DS to that network, and get it to work. And my computer was connected to that network because I was like configuring some other stuff that I kind of want to do, and I forgot to switch
Yeah.
back. So that's why I had a crappy connection right there. But
Okay.
anyways, I got a crap ton of Pokemon, bro. I got freaking Garatinas. I got freaking Darkrai's. I have like 4 Darkrai's now.
Wait, so you're playing on what system?
I'm playing on the 3DS, but Pokemon Diamond is a 2DS, or it's a DS game.
Mm.
So I have to like configure the DS, not the 3DS. I have to configure the DS internet settings for the game.
Mhm.
So it's not complicated, and it's actually super easy if you watch like a YouTube tutorial. But pretty sick that there's some people out there who are maintaining that server so that people can get like free like event Pokemon basically.
What's an event Pokemon?
Like Pokemon that they give out like Nintendo.
Oh.
So like they give
Wait,
out
so
like
do they
a
still do
Lucario.
that?
I
Like
think they still do
for-
it for the newer games. Like,
Yeah, I
I
was
know
like,
for
do they do
sure
that for
when
like a certain range of like games, like the like last couple games?
I know for sure that X and Y, when that was alive, they were doing that. They were giving out free stuff. They haven't figured out a way to actually like the same thing for these games. They haven't figured out something because that's like a whole different generation. Obviously, different hardware as well, with it being the 3DS compared to the DS.
Mhm.
But I know that like even for that game, like you could go to GameStop and they give you like codes to use to get like free legendary Pokemon.
Mhm.
So the only way I know the only way to do it with those versions of the games, like the 3DS games, is you have to homebrew your 3DS, and then you have to like
Homebrew.
hack them in, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty sick that they still have it. They actually do it for anything that was on the DS. So like Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and then Black,
The best
Black
game.
and White, and Black and White 2.
Never
You
mind.
can
Actual
do
best
this.
game.
You can do this like DNS server stuff, and you can basically just get a bunch of free event Pokemon. So
That's
pretty
sick.
sick. I've been doing that right now, and
That's
basically,
awesome.
and it kind of sucks though, because you have to like, you can only accept 3 gifts at a time, and they have like, I don't know how many gifts that they give out through the course of the game's lifespan, but you can only accept 3 at a time. So you have to accept the 3, go in, accept them, transfer the Pokemon or item to your PC, go back, delete the 3 gifts like that you have, and then you have to get another 3 gifts. And the thing that also sucks is that they're random. So like sometimes you'll get duplicates, and it'll be like, you've already received this gift, and it still counts towards like your 3. So you have to then delete that card. It's a process, but it's worth it.
Hmm.
So that's where I've been this week. What about you?
Got you. This week, bro, I've been working, dog. Like working like a slave, bro. My God, I've been staying. I guess technically, I've been like doing overtime like every single day. Like I'm really only scheduled for like 15 hours a week, but I try to come into my job at 9 and then hopefully leave at 5. But it just depends what needs to be done. As a matter of fact, I was supposed to check my laptop before I I did this actually, because I messaged like my customer that I would check to see if anything went wrong. So maybe I'll do that like while we're doing the podcast. But there's been a lot of work, bro. I haven't been doing a lot much else really. Just been work. Worked from 9 to midnight last Friday. That sucked balls, bro. That was garbage.
Can you talk about the type of work you've been doing? Like, obviously not mentioning like, well, I guess like, can you talk about anything without getting in trouble or whatever?
I've been working on making a QR code for users and a lot of other stuff. Low-key, majority of what I've been doing has not even been like what I've been like instructed to do. It's been fixing issues. Like I knew before I started programming that like the goal or like the job of a software engineer is just when problems come up, you fix them. But like that's really all I do is fix problems. Whether it's my problems that I caused or problems that the customer just found out about or a problem that someone else did. But it's a lot of fixing
So,
problems.
So the company that are you, like you're working
Google,
for,
yes, that's the right one.
the
You have
company
it
that you're
right.
working for, are they primarily like a software, like a coding company, or are
Mm.
they like internally a part of a bigger company? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a custom software solution company.
Okay, okay, that's kind of sick then. So you like I'm like obviously they get a bunch of different or customers, I should say. So have you
Mm.
like been so I guess like are you on the same customer or have you been bouncing around between like different
I've been on
customers?
the same customer, which maybe is just a show of my like incompetence, but my first day I worked with a different client, or I worked with a client, but then ever since then I worked with a different client. I've been working with them for forever, it feels like, but I'll be done with this project like for sure the 21st. So next Friday is like when I'm actually done. Like I'm pretty much done. There's not much stuff to do at this point, but it's just like cleanup until I'm ready for the next project. And then I
But is
think I
that
said it
typical?
before. Like my boss was talking about giving me a full-time offer if I picked up another technology that the company is looking for. So I was like, all right, sounds good. So it seems
That's
like
sick.
that's what's next.
Is that typical though for you to have like just one customer or I guess like how are your other cuz obviously like you're new at it, right? Like that's
Obviously, I
probably
don't
why
know
you
because I'm
have
an
one
intern,
customer.
but most people do have like a thing they do for X amount of months slash years. Like one of my coworkers, she's been on a project for like 2 years. Um,
The
the
same one though.
last
She's not
guy who
like
was an
bouncing.
intern before me, I think, he just got put on the thing that he's on now, and he's like contracted out to these people. Like he gets paid by my company, but he works for that company. I
Okay.
was like, oh dang, I know they did all that, but everyone's doing something different for the most part. And then once they're like big projects done, they move on to something else, or they get put on something else. I guess is a better term.
So you just by yourself then?
What, like physically by myself, or like working on the project
Working
by myself?
on a project by yourself.
I actually got help from a guy from Vietnam. We have a Vietnamese team as well.
Oh, so you guys are pretty
And
big then.
no,
Oh, okay.
no, not that. It's not pretty big, but we have a team in Vietnam. It's just because it's a very like remote company. Like we just okay, I actually got kind of like lucky, but before like 2 years ago, no one even came into the office. There was no office. It was all remote. Everyone just worked from home like all the time. There was no place that we linked up at or anything. Linked up's kind
Mhm.
of funny to say about working, but we like just now started going to the
Skyped
office, and
up.
even that's only 3 days a week.
Do you is your I'm guessing like your office is like where you guys live. So like the company is stationed where you guys live or where you live or is it somewhere else?
It's like
Like do you have to commute?
a nearby city. It's like 25 minutes maybe away from me. I would say
Oh,
it's
it's
pretty
not that
close.
bad then.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
That's still sick though.
I guess
That's
I
kind of
can
cool.
still wake up like a little late and be able to make it on time, thankfully.
Mhm. That's cool though. I guess what's can you say what wait, you said QR code. That's what you've been working on. I was about to ask you what project were you working on, but you already said that. That's kind of cool
Yeah.
though. Do you I guess you said that you were done with this one pretty soon. Are you going to like do you know what your next project's going to be or like what next in
Like I
line for you?
said, my boss just said to work on or like get acclimated to this new technology that he wants the company to use. And he was like, maybe that can lead to a full-time job.
Oh, that's
But
sick.
past that, I don't really know. I don't talk to my boss that often. He's really busy. And when I say really busy, I mean extremely busy, like absurdly busy, bruh. Like,
I can
I
imagine.
barely. Only time I talked to him is like today. I only talked to him when he came in. He said good morning, like everyone. I said good morning, and then when I left, I was like, all right, have a good night. He was like, have a good night, Amir, and that was it. I don't think we talked otherwise. I talked to his wife. She usually comes in and talks to the programmers every so often, but I don't talk to my boss very often. He's
Does
usually like
everybody there
always
just know
doing
you
something.
as Amir?
I go by Amir, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I go by Amir like all the time going forward, pretty much. Like since
Mm.
um, I guess since I started my warehouse job last year, I've wanted to go by Amir for a while, like have that be like my default name. But for
Mhm.
one, it's hard because everyone already knows me as Jared, right? Everyone like in my life that actually
Yeah, well
matters,
yeah, yeah.
and I would never tell someone who knows me as Jared to call me Amir, like be like, oh, can you call me Amir, please? 'Cause I think it's really selfish.
What do you
For
want me
like,
to?
okay, when people ask, I'm like, you can call me whatever you want. Like, because one of my coworkers, whose name is also Jared, he knew me as Jared. Well, we went to school together, like when I started, and so, or I started college. So he was confused when I said my name was Amir, and I was like, yeah, I go by Amir now. And he was like, oh, let me call you Jared or Amir. I was like, it doesn't matter. You can call me whatever. Like, they're both my name. I wouldn't be upset if you called me Jared at all.
Yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
pretty much anyone I talk to now, anyone, whether it be work or a social setting or anything, I say my name's Amir. Only time I don't is usually because of convenience. For example, like if one of my friends introduced me to someone else, a lot of times I will just say Jared because it'd be really confusing for them. Because they would
Yeah.
know me as his new name, but my friend knows me as his old name. So if my friend refers to me, they'll say Jared, and the guy might be confused, you know.
Makes sense.
So
Yeah.
like for their convenience, I would still say Jared, but I pretty much always say Amir. If I write my name down for something, I'll say Amir, stuff like that.
Is there a reason why
I
you wanted to change to Amir? Because like I mean like obviously you've had that. That's been your middle name, right? For forever. It's not just like you decided to change your name to Amir. That's been your middle name.
Yeah, since I was born. Yeah, day I was born. Actually, since before I was born, my name was Amir. I think a few reasons. Okay, actually there were a few reasons. One of the big ones actually was convenience. Like, I notice, I don't know if I just like mumble or something and people don't understand me, but when people ask me my name and I say Jared, a lot of people think I'm saying Jerry.
What the hell?
They don't hear the D at the end like at all. And like
Jerry.
I had a job where like everyone just called me Jerry. No one even knew my name was Jared. Maybe my boss knew my
Right.
name was Jared, but I didn't mind. 'Cause I was like, okay, it doesn't matter, bro. Like, I know who they're talking about. But I also didn't like that. Eventually, I'm like, bruh, like, do I need to like use a higher tone or something so people
You need to
hear
put on
me?
a
Like,
name
what's
tag?
going on with that? So I was like, well, Amir is just really convenient, and I always like nicknames. Like, I like when people, or not even just nicknames, but I guess I like when people go by names that aren't their default. You know, like, do you have any friends that you
So
call
why you
by
call me
their last
Nathaniel?
name?
Not really, to be honest. I've always been against that, to be honest. It's kind of funny how, like, I guess different people are. I prefer just names. I think nicknames are kind of dumb, to be honest. In my opinion.
Mm. I think it's really nuanced to have unique names. Like, I think it's just madness, honestly. Cause like, I like that I call you Ethaniel very often, because
Oh.
first of all, that's not even your name, bro. That's just straight up wrong. But like, that's something I do, you know. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have that now, that I call you that, or even Nathan. I call Nathan Nathaniel, or he calls me
I
George
own
sometimes,
that.
and
I own
I
that.
like that. I like. I'm big on uniqueness. Recently, I've been so big on like uniqueness and potential. So like when you can do more and or do differently, I think it's cool when that happens. So I'm always for that, and I think Amir is a really unique name, and low key, I think
Oh, for sure.
I slept on it by not using it. But then again, it's my mom's fault that I didn't go by it, because she's the only person that's like close to me, I guess, that calls me Amir.
Oh, really?
Like
She
no
actually calls you
no
that?
one else that I know calls me Amir. You said what?
I said I just said that that's kind of cool that she actually calls you that. Like that's.
I mean, usually when she's like yelling my name like across the house, but
Oh.
she will call me Amir most of the time. At least if she's talking to me, like she's talking about me sometimes. I think she might just say Jared, but like I think in her phone my name's Amir too. But yeah, it's like what I want to be like the default for everyone else going forward. Anyone I knew previously, they can call me Jared. I don't care, but I want to go by Amir. I think the name is cool. I like it. It's unique. I've always wanted to go by like another name. Like people call me other things sometimes, like J Red. That's a classic. My family used to call me J Boogie when I was younger, but they don't say it as much now. That's like a rarity.
And then you got associated with Boogie himself.
No, you do that, bruh. No one else. You're the only person, bruh. Actually, you know what? You know what bonus about not going by Jared? I don't get the, oh, Jared, like Jared from Subway? Bruh. Literally heard that every year of school since like 6th grade, bro. Everyone thought they were so funny, bruh. Like Jared from Subway? Yes, like Jared from Subway.
Yeah, he's my uncle.
I just like it now. I think it's cool.
That makes sense. Totally understandable. Are you tempted to just like ever wipe the Jared name? Just actually go get your name legally changed to Amir?
No.
Or do you think you'll keep it?
No. First of all, the way I got my name was too iconic. I wouldn't want to change it, but it's a part of my identity, you know.
Well,
I don't think I could ever like change my name or anything like that for sure. Like anything that harsh. I would never go transracial, bro. I would never turn white one day or anything like that. But I feel like it would ruin the lore, you know.
Or it would add to the lore.
Like if you hear that I became white one day, it's a skinwalker, bruh. That shit is not me. That shit is.
You say that it's kind of funny, but like in my head, like when we were younger, like I was the Hispanic, Kevin was like the child, Kanan was the black man, and you were the white girl. Like that's just what I have in my head.
What are you talking about?
That's like what my brain rationalized.
Please explain. What are you talking about?
There's no explaining, bro. That's just how my brain
what
registered
does that
things.
even mean? Bro, you can't drop that on me and just not elaborate, bro.
Like I wasn't the Hispanic, or I wasn't the Mexican.
You were the
Hispanic. Even though I am
the...
Mexican, I'm Hispanic. The Masters, he was the Mexican.
The Masters.
And then like obviously like Kanan, he was the black man. Just cause like
I
feel like
man.
just cause I feel like you were more like I don't know, you had more like a white girl era. Aura.
I had a white girl aura. That makes sense actually. I can see that. I do like Taylor Swift and Katy Perry. I guess it makes sense.
And then obviously
white girl
Beast,
aura. That's actually
Beast
hilarious.
being the kid, he was just the kid. Like,
the kid.
Even though he was
or the child.
It's funny because the child. It's funny though because he was only like a year or two younger than us, so he's not
he's
really
a year
like.
younger than me.
It's not like it's like this big thing, but in my head, like he was like this little like, he was just a little kid. You know what I mean? He was like a little baby.
Yeah.
We were like we were 14 and he was like 7. You know what I mean? There was no other.
That's how
way.
I felt. Anyone who's younger than me are babies to me, to be honest. Like since like middle school, I thought the underclassmen were actual children, like the way they look. I could not see them as being close to my age, like whatsoever, not at all.
Oh yeah, of course.
And Kevin's
I feel like that's what goes for
too.
everything.
Especially because his voice.
Yeah.
He has such a squeaker voice. I was like, yeah, he is definitely like 6 years old. He was the child. These aliases, bro. I need to write this down. Actually, this is good. Good material, bro.
I guess I have a question. It doesn't really matter if it's talked about on the podcast, but how do you want to film the next time we do like one of those music episodes?
What you have some other format in mind?
Well, I have no idea like what format we should do. Like for the Kanye one, like because I
Kanye
I went back,
is the big one.
I went back and I listened to it, like the episode we did Lil Uzi and like Kid Cudi, and it is what I said it was gonna be, just us going, damn, this is bars, and then there's like silence while we're both listening, and then like one of us laughs or says something.
So you want to add the music?
Well, I don't know, like I guess my fear. Here's what I was kind of thinking, right? Because obviously I can record it as a separate track, and so I would just make 2 videos, one with the music and one without, and we'd upload both and see what happens.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty smart. I'm down with that. That sounds like a good-ass idea.
I just wasn't sure, like, if it'd be, like, feasible or if you thought it'd be dumb. But yeah,
no, I think it's a genius idea.
Yeah, we can do that.
I think we for sure should do that.
And once we get enough people, bro, we'll just put it on the Patreon.
When we build up our empire of this podcast.
Yep, it'll just be on the Patreon.
If we actually do grow this podcast to actually be something to somebody or somebodies, that would be awesome, to be honest. Because, like, that definitely has not been my goal, like, at all.
Can
to,
you
like,
imagine?
grow or anything. But if it does happen, it'd be like, wow. People actually want to hear just 2 retards just talk about whatever.
Can you imagine?
Like, we're not any.
I grew up with you guys. I used to watch you when I was a kid. I'm 20 years old now.
That would be hilarious, bro. I look, you'd want that.
Honestly, I think we definitely could. The only thing that kind of scares me is the way that like obviously like YouTube is. I feel like one of the biggest ways that people used to grow was just with consistency.
Mhm.
But I feel like now, like the algorithm that people talk so much about, because obviously I've never looked into it. Obviously we're not YouTubers, but like I've heard YouTubers talk about
Hey,
like
you're not a
the
YouTuber,
algorithm.
bro. I
Okay,
am,
sorry,
bro.
sorry,
I'm
sorry.
a
You are,
star, dog.
sorry, you are. I'm not a YouTuber.
The
I just
people
watch a
know
lot of
me.
YouTube, but I've heard like them talk. I've heard them talk about like the algorithm and how like if you're not uploading like shorts, then the algorithm just kicks you out of like what everybody else is recommended, and like you
Mm.
want to be recommended to other people. And if you're just uploading like constantly, that's not really gonna help you out. Whereas that was the meta back then. That's not really the meta now. But at the same time, though, I don't care enough to like do shorts and stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like I do I because honestly like in the back of my mind I'm like it'd be so cool if like we actually do turn this into something like obviously me and
Mm.
Jared like just being able to talk and like we actually get people like in the audience or we get people like whatever.
Bro,
Like that'd be
imagine
sick.
this channel like actually has like 500 people in the audience for listening to the
Exactly,
podcast like
like that'd
live.
be
That would be
sick.
so funny.
That'd be sick. Um, but I don't care enough to like, all right, Jared, let's do some shorts. Let's do this. Let's do this. The most I
Mm.
would do is like make it sound. The most I want to do is make it sound like nice when we go back and listen to it, like however many years from now.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but
To be honest, I maybe would be down to try to grow it in a way of like posting like clips on TikTok, for example. Because honestly, I think that's the most OP way to either put yourself out there, and especially for a podcast. Like I was talking about some podcasts before, like my favorite one, and I got into that one because I just saw a clip from it on TikTok, and it was so funny. And so I went on the
mm,
account, right? Saw more clips. I was like, wow, these are hilarious. Found out it was actually a podcast. It wasn't just like funny clips I was just looking at, and then checked it out. I thought it was actually awesome. So I was
did
like,
you
okay,
see?
so TikTok is a good way to grow.
You see on TikTok you can like pay to promote your content. I was
I know you can do it on Insta. I
that
didn't know you could do that on
the
TikTok.
Pokemon thing on that I posted on my TikTok. It was
Then when
giving
you
me
get paid to promote
options.
it, that's how you know it didn't do good, bruh.
Well, yeah. It was like if you pay this, like it was like select your package. Are you looking to get like subscribers? Or looking to get views? It was like if you want like 500 plus views, pay this amount of money and we'll promote it for this many days, or pay this
Mm.
amount and we'll promote it for this. I was like, it's kind of like cringe that you can pay to like shove it onto other people's for you pages. Like
Yeah.
I don't really rock with that to be honest. I think that's kind of like unfair in a way, because what stops like a big company from just going like, all right, we're gonna promote this by paying like, because like you can
That's a
even
good
put like
point,
a
yeah.
budget. You can put like you want $1,000 to go towards promoting it, and
Wait, what?
they'll handle it. You can either do like packages or you can put in like a specific amount of money. So
That's
like, what stops
insane.
a company from just putting in like 100 grand? Because obviously like they have marketing departments. They definitely do
Yeah.
have that money to spend. So what stops them from doing that?
Wait, that actually is OP, but like in a bad way.
Yeah.
That's broken. What? That's actually crazy.
So now,
I didn't even know that.
Now you know why that freaking owl from Duolingo gets shoved in your face. That's
Yeah, I'm
what
like,
paying
maybe that explains
100
why I get
grands
some stuff on my For You
every
page.
single
It's
day.
definitely not for me. Is this a newer thing they added? Because low key, I think my For You page has been not as good. I think it mostly knows who I am, but like it's kind of lost the vision, you know?
And not to be honest, you can maybe see. Oh yeah, you can maybe see it. So like, if you go to your account and you like hold your like you hard click on your post, there's a button that says increase views. I'm looking at it right now.
Mm. Oh yeah,
And
yeah, I've seen that.
and then when you go there, it's like choose a promotion package. $8,
Never actually
1,700
clicked it
video views
before.
in one day.
Wow.
$9, 1,900 plus video views in one day. $20,
Wait, it gives you a certain amount
1,400.
of views, like
That's what
meaning
it's
it'll
telling me.
guaranteed send it to that many people?
I have no idea. What is promotion pack?
Huh.
Our results for the promotion pack guaranteed. For more video views objective, if the order is completed normally, then the results number of video views purchased can be achieved or even exceeded. 99% of the time, however, if a video's content quality is subpar, it may lead to rare cases where results cannot be achieved. In the uncommon instance that results are not achieved, a refund will be made to your promote balance. If you're not satisfied with the result, you can also report a problem to the
Jeez, this
promote
yap
platform.
fest, bro. You think the audience wants to
Sorry.
hear this, bro? Oh my god.
Sorry. Basically, they're saying, it should be, but if it ain't, we'll give you a refund.
Actually,
Yeah.
Bro, imagine you put like $100 in, bro. It doesn't get pushed like at all.
You could put $1,000 right. I'm looking at it right now,
That would be
and it
so
says
funny.
estimated video views between 79,000 and 760,000.
Wow.
Dude, okay. You know what?
79,000.
All the money that we earned from the Patreon, we're gonna put towards this.
Yup. We pitch in, so we split it.
All the money
That'd
from the
actually be
Patreon
genius.
and all the stuff from the live chats, we're putting it right here.
Genius, bro. Genius. And then we get money off of TikTok. It just funnels back.
Exactly.
Wait, actually, that is so OP to pay for it, because if you have a video that's a minute long, you can actually get money off of it. So if you paid to get views off that, then you're making money off of doing that and getting like a wider audience and whatnot. That's infinite money glitch.
It's true. You actually, you want to know something? I saw right now when I was I was switching out the Discord, like channel and stuff, because I have to make it a community Discord, not like a private server.
That's why it's like this?
Yeah.
Ooh, I was like, why does it look so weird?
It was talking to me about a different option about like make money with your community, and I just clicked X. I didn't actually read into it, but like that came up, and I kind of wish I would have read into it a little bit more to see like what the hell they were even talking about.
Oh,
but I had no idea you could make money from Discord.
I don't know you actually could either. What? Like,
Yeah.
I obviously knew that people did it, but I didn't really know like how that worked or anything.
Well, the only money thing I've seen is like the podcast that I'm subscribed to. Like I pay Patreon to them. It's two different ones, and they each have their own like Patreon Discord server where you can listen to them record episodes live and stuff. So
Oh, wait, really?
I'm assuming maybe that's
Wait, so it's a
the
private
way
Discord?
or whatever. Yeah.
So you can't invite people, I'm guessing?
No,
Like,
and like
there's not even
and
an
like,
option to?
Yeah, there isn't. And then like
Okay.
right now that I actually had to cancel my Patreon subscription to them. But I can't access the Discord anymore. So like even if I wanted to see their live episodes, I can't anymore.
Wow. Dang, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool though, cause like they used what I'm using now. Like they had this live chat, and so there'd be people in the audience who would listen, and then like if they wanted to bring people on stage, they would just like request to come on here and then stuff like that.
That's cool. I like that.
So kind of cool how it works.
Maybe in the
but, yeah.
future we need to add that, bro. We gotta grow, bro. We were actually Walter and Jesse, bro. We were for real about to
We're
make an
scheming.
enterprise.
We're scheming, bro.
We need to podcast, not cook.
So you know how you said you wanted to do a hot takes thing? Oh, I guess transition.
Transition.
So remember how you said you want to do hot takes, right? You got any hot takes for me?
Bro, I literally had one the other day too when I was out, and I was like, oh, I should definitely write this down. I didn't write it down. I was like, damn it.
All right, I got one. All right.
Let's hear it.
All right. This may just be me. It probably is me because I'm mentally insane in the head. But I hate it. Absolutely hate it. I guess this isn't really a hot take now that I think about it. But I hate it when people look at my shoelaces and they tell me that it's untied. Like, bro, mind your business. Especially if it's a stranger.
Hate that?
It gets me so mad. Like, dude, I obviously have my shoes untied for a reason. Leave me alone.
What are you talking about?
Don't tell me anything. It gets me
Bro, most
so
people
mad.
do not have their shoes untied
Gets
for a
me
reason.
so mad. Gets me so mad.
Is it a joke or is it a real hot
I'm
take?
being serious. It pisses
Why are
me
your shoes
off.
untied?
It pisses me off. So like, okay, so like if I'm going to just walk my dog, most times my shoes probably aren't untied, or especially like my boots in the winter. Like if I'm just going to go to the, like, let's say if it's like a Sunday and my shoelaces are untied, like while I'm at a convenience store, it's probably because I'm just trying to get in and out. I couldn't be bothered to tie my shoes. So
You're
I don't
a
need you to point it out to
sicko,
me.
bro. What?
But like if it's like a work day, like throughout the week, right, and I'm wearing boots because there's like snow, and then my shoes become untied and I don't notice it, like it's like, okay, yeah, fine. Like I don't get mad when they point it out. It only pisses me off when I'm out in public, like in a grocery store, like I said, like on like the weekends, because that's usually like my leisure days where I don't care. And especially then, I'm not really going to put any effort into tying my shoes. So when somebody points it out to me, it gets me so mad.
Dude, you are a fucking anomaly. You are bizarre, bro. What is wrong with you?
It just bothers me.
You drive with
dude.
untied shoes?
Yeah. On like
Dude,
the weekends for
you
sure.
are weird, bro.
What are you talking about?
Something is wrong with your brain. Dude, that is That is beyond not normal, bro. Holy Jesus, you need to be locked up.
Like I said, it's definitely because of the craziness in my head.
Dude,
Like,
how
the
the
anger
hell do you
problems I
drive
have.
with untied shoes?
Bro, it's not that hard. What?
It's uncomfortable.
Not really.
I mean, you did say it was for like quick stuff, but like still, that is absurd.
It's okay. Okay,
I
like
can't even understand this position, bro.
Okay, so I actually, you know what? I usually do tie my shoes a lot. Like, I never tighten my shoes all the way. Like, usually what I'll do is like I have my shoelaces tightened just enough so where they're not gonna like fall apart, and so I can slip easily into my shoes. Cause like,
Yep.
okay, my wife is a psycho. I don't know how she does this, but every single time she unties her shoes when she's done using them, and then every time she wants to go out, she reties them. It's like, dude, you're wasting time.
Wait,
Just
she
slip them on.
unties them when she's done with them?
Yeah. Well, no, she leaves them, like, she'll take off her shoes and she'll leave them there, and then when we go out the next time, she'll untie them, put them on, and then retie them.
Oh no, I do that sometimes. So it fits better when you put it on.
No, psycho,
Like, so you can
you're
actually
wasting
get it
time,
on.
bro. You're wasting time.
And so you can actually get. Sometimes it's too tight, or there's not enough room.
I just
You
shove
just
it in there.
untie them. I mean, sometimes you shove them in there, but it depends on the shoe, you know. Like my most used shoes, I don't need to. Them shits stay tied 24/7, bro. Never be tying them.
I got a
How do you
bunch
tie
of
your
anger.
shoes?
I got a bunch of anger hot takes. Or like the bunny ears method. That's the same way.
You are a child, bro.
I
My
never learned
God.
any other way.
I used to be you, bro. I used to only use bunny ears, but I evolved.
Dude,
for the
why
better.
does it matter?
Let me put
You're
you
tying
on
your
game,
shoes, bro. You're tight. No, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Bro, you need help, please.
Hot take. But who cares that if you could tie your shoes a different way, bro? Your shoes are getting tied.
Okay, you in particular are mentally ill, and I want to help you. I want you to be better, bro. If
I don't
anyone
need
else is
help.
like, okay, whatever, it's not that big of a deal, but you, something is seriously wrong with you, bro.
I got another hot
You
take.
are actually
alright?
a freak.
I got another hot take. All right. I hate. Okay, so
You're
I
like
don't
a
go to a
bigoty.
barber. I just go to a salon. There's a like, and
You gonna go to Juan?
I just go to a random ass salon that's right like 2 minutes from my house. Thank God that there's one there. But I hate when these people be trying to talk to me while I'm getting my hair cut. Let me sit there in silence and just get my cut. And thank God I've been there enough times where they kind of know, like, not to talk to me, or they know that I won't speak. And I purposely will tip the ladies who speak to me less. So, like, if they just go, like, oh, like, how's your weekend? It's like they get, like, 3 questions they're able to ask me before I start getting, like, not visibly angry, because obviously I'm very shy as well, so I don't say anything. Like,
Bruh.
and I'm just, like, if they do talk to me, I will talk back. But in my head, I'm like, I hate this girl so much for talking to me. But I will purposely tip.
Bro's
the
like X during the
people.
XXL cipher, bruh.
I
That's what
purposely
he got
will
going
tip
through his head.
more if they talk less.
I feel
So
the same way about getting my hair
There's this
done.
one girl who like didn't talk to me at all. Actually, you know what? But they can't also be insanely rude about it. Like they can't just be all like, sit, do this, that. That gets me mad too. Right? There's
Really?
like a perfect balance where they go like if they go, oh, how was your day? And I go, oh, good, you know, whatever. And they're like, so you got any plans? I'm like, yeah, probably just gonna do some stuff like cleaning around the house, whatever. And they're, oh, okay. And then like from there, if they don't say anything onward, we're golden. You're getting like a $10 tip.
Wow, $10 tip. Yo, actually, that leads into my hot take. I think tipping is literally a scam, bro. Straight up. I think tipping is just a normalized scam. And not
I
to
don't
say
think that's a hot
that
take,
you
but
shouldn't.
yeah.
Bro, I feel like it is because when I say I don't tip, everyone has something to say about it, bro.
Okay, you're
Every
an
single
asshole.
person.
You're
Exactly,
a
bro.
dick.
I say I don't tip, but like reason I have been tipping, but like I feel like every time I tip, society wins. You know, the man is winning when I tip. Like I know I'm losing. Like I lose health, low key. My health bar actively goes down, bruh. Like in Pokemon, when you get hit by a move, you know when you get hit by a move, it's like super weak, so the health bar like barely moves, but you still see it move.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like every single time I tip, bro. Cause I don't think you should. I don't think you should tip. Okay, this might sound crazy, but I don't think you should tip unless the person deserves it. I don't think you should tip just because you should tip. To me, that makes no sense. Like,
Okay.
why would you tip for someone doing what they were supposed to do? How does that make any sense?
I tip. Okay, so I agree with you to a certain point, right? Like, I do think tips are
Oh
stupid and
God.
tips are a scam, right? But it's not the person's fault, dude. Like,
What do you
if
mean? No
they're
one's saying it's the
working,
person's fault.
well, no. That's what I'm saying though. They don't choose whether or not they get tips or not. Like, if they're getting paid a terrible amount, they they're kind of stuck with it too. I highly doubt. Well, I guess they, because sometimes it does end up being like good for them to have tips. But it's like, I'm not mad at the person who I'm tipping. I'm mad at the company that I have to tip for. You know what I mean? Like, I always advocate that the company should pay their employees a livable wage so that we don't have to tip. But obviously, since they don't, you have to tip, and it's like, it sucks. But I would rather that person get money than them getting no money.
I'm mad at Satan, bro. That's who I'm mad at. I know the origin of all
But
this.
there are places where I definitely will not tip. Like, it gets, actually, you know what? It gets me mad when like Starbucks tries to tip because they're getting paid at least minimum wage,
Starbucks tries to tip.
and they're getting paid a little bit more. Like, if you go through the drive-through at Starbucks, or like even like other coffee places, like if you use your card, they'll be like, "Oh, just answer the question on the screen."
Wait,
It'll
this is
be
what
all
I'm
like,
talking about.
it'll be
There's
like, "You
no
want a 2%
point to-
tip?" You see, that's stupid, and that I don't tip at. I don't tip.
Bro,
I
I don't
refuse to
get
tip because
that.
they get paid minimum wage, or
Why
they
are you
get
asking
paid
for a
minimum
tip?
wage, and or probably more.
Bro,
to be
I pulled
honest.
up to your establishment and I give you money, extra money for that? What do you mean?
But places
makes
like
no sense to
restaurants,
me.
I do tip because
restaurants, look, I think, are one of the-
they're not
I
getting
think
paid
they're
minimum
some of the
wage.
biggest scams sometimes. Because I think a lot of people who serve me, I sound like I'm like a rich person saying that, but people who serve me, I feel like a lot of times they don't have good attitudes. And like, I don't blame them for being upset because working sucks balls, right? So like,
Mhm.
it's justifiable that they like aren't like, I guess, happy or energetic or whatever, like attentive, like 100% of the time. I think that's fair, but I don't think I should be the victim because of that. You know, like I'm gonna be the victim because I feel bad, and Satan is pulling these strings to be like, ah, yes, feel guilt, give away your money. Now I'm winning, and I let him win every time. But like, I wish it wasn't like that. I don't like that at all. And like, it's kind of
Well,
like an America thing, because America is just so big on
well, yeah,
tipping. I'm like,
we're the
oh
only
my
country that does
gosh.
tips. I'm pretty sure.
We can tip in other countries. Just that this is like a tipping culture here
Well, yeah,
in America. Like I said, it's frowned upon if you don't tip. But no
it's
one
not.
thinks like even deeply about it. Like, why?
It's the establishment, bro. It's
Bro, it's not the
restaurant
establishment, bro.
company. It's
It
the
goes
restaurant
deeper than
companies.
that,
It's the
bro.
restaurant companies.
They're being puppeteered.
Well,
It's
yeah,
the
well, yeah,
man,
it's
bro. It's the man.
yes. The
The
man.
establishment is a puppet. It's just
Well, either way,
used so you can blame somebody.
you should tip at restaurants because it's not the server's fault that they don't get paid minimum wage. All right, that's not their fault.
Also,
That's the
to be
government's fault.
honest, you know what? There's also a hot take, and maybe this is kind of insensitive of me, but I think that in a way it kind of is their fault because they
Bruh.
chose their job.
Bro, that's not always
You know.
true, dude. You can't always pick your job.
I think you can though. Like, not saying you can have any job that you want, but like, do you think there are some people that they only can have one
Yes.
possible job?
Yes.
Literally just one.
Yes.
There is literally no other job in the
Yes.
entire world
Yes.
they could possibly have
Yes.
except
Yes.
one.
Yes.
To me, that is ridiculous. Like, obviously, I know if you
I
look at their
know for a
situation,
fact there are.
if you look at their situation, there's a good chance that like maybe all that's nearby is this one job, right? But like, even if you have that one job, I feel like you can leave that job because you get money, right? You get money, and if you play your cards right, you can move up in the world. And this is just like America I'm speaking of. Bro, America is the most OP country in the world, bro. You can literally do anything you want to do in this country. I think people don't abuse that fact enough. I think most people want to be, I'm actually not even saying that people who feel like they have to work one job are victims, but they either don't know they can do more, or they want to take the easy way and just take the first thing that comes to them, you know, and just leave it at that, not go deeper than that. But I don't think necessarily that you have to just take one job. Like I said, I've never been in a position like that, so I guess I can't really speak really for those people. But just like in my mind, there's a billion things you can do, especially if you have a phone, bro. If you have internet, you can do anything, bro. Straight up. You can become an entrepreneur even if you have like no funds, dog. Because the internet is just so broken. The internet in America Those are the two biggest buffs that we have. I
Okay,
think
but
it's
what if
actually
you're
so
what if
broken.
you're just kind of like okay, so here's my first thing. What if you're just actually dumb? You know what I mean? Like let's say you
What does
went
it
to
mean to be
school.
dumb?
Let's say you went to school and let's say your school failed you, right? Let's say you're
Your
somebody who
school
couldn't
failed you.
like for some reason you couldn't
Then
read
why you gotta
past
blame the school?
you couldn't okay because you couldn't read past the seventh grade level. You couldn't read past the
Okay,
seventh grade
seventh
level.
grade level.
But because the school doesn't want to look bad, but okay, we've had this many students like held back. They push you forward and they push you all the way
Okay,
to
but you're not actually
graduation,
at the level that they
and
pushed
you're
you
not
to.
at the level that you need to be at, and you graduate,
Yep.
and now you're basically useless, which isn't your fault. Your school right there, your school failed you, and
Mm.
you literally have no skills, and you have to go work at a restaurant because you have to go work at a restaurant serving tables because for some reason you're really good at remembering orders. So you're
Mm.
like you don't even need to write it down. Somebody says, "Hey, I want a cheeseburger with this, and this." It's locked in your memory, but it doesn't work. Your memory doesn't work for other things, just for food items. All right. What do
Mm.
they do in that situation?
I doubt that the only job they had was the restaurant job, or
Okay,
even more so
Low
that
paying jobs though, but
particular
the thing is, low paying
company.
jobs.
Yeah, I don't think anything is wrong with having a low-paying job because moving up is a thing. You know,
Not always though.
that's true. Okay, nothing is guaranteed in life. First of all, actually, yeah, nothing is guaranteed. That's why I think there isn't just one job. I think there's so much madness in the world that literally anything is possible always. So even if you got that one job, I am positive you can find another one. How they
Okay,
do
so
it,
what
I
about
don't know your
people?
circumstance,
Okay, what
right?
about people that are undocumented then?
That's not my people. I can't really speak for them.
Bro, freaking dog. God damn.
I
Can
can't
you
speak
hear
for
this?
undocumented a little bit. I cannot speak
Jesus
for
Christ.
undocumented people. That's not my story.
Well, okay, so there's like
You have thoughts about that
people,
as
right?
an
Who
undocumented person yourself? Not
yeah,
to snitch
yeah,
or
yeah.
anything, but
Yeah. There's people I know, right? Who
mm,
they like they came like they were little when they moved here. They were born in another country, and their parents moved from that country to here. They're undocumented, right? Somehow they find work at a Hispanic restaurant, or even at other restaurants, so that maybe they're just like doing stuff, but they're stuck at that restaurant. You know what I mean? They can't really move on. They can't really like ever get promoted. They can't go anywhere else, and they kind of have to take whatever wage that they can get because they're not documented. They can't really work anywhere else. Like there's no switching for them. They're stuck at that position just because like that company maybe like knows that they can hire undocumented people, so that okay, we can hire
mm,
undocumented. We'll pay them a little bit less than everybody else. Because what the hell are they gonna do? Snitch? No, they can't.
mm. Yeah. Like I said, I can't really speak for undocumented people because I don't know anything about being undocumented at all because that's not my life. You know, like what reason do I even have to know about that? But with knowing nothing, I still think they have options out
Oh
there.
my
What
god,
their options are,
bro.
I don't know. But I think there's always options regardless. Like I'm sure you could make hyper specific scenarios. Like what if you have no arms, no legs, you're blind, you're deaf? What are you gonna do? Like then, but
Actually, there's actually some pretty impressive. There's this handicap guy I knew. He was deaf. He worked with me at FedEx when I was working there. It was pretty sick. I forget what his name was, but he was there unloading boxes with us. And you know, anytime we had to get his attention, we had to kind of like stand in front of him or tap him or like wave in front of him.
he got it done.
This guy drives a motorcycle. I think that's
Bruh, people
insane.
must hate him, bro. I bet he revs that bitch up all the time. Like knowing that he can't hear at all, but everyone else hears it.
Okay, would you rather be deaf or blind? Because I remember I was talking with somebody about
Deaf,
this, and I was
easy.
all like, I'd much rather be deaf because you can actually see
If
things.
you say blind, you're crazy, bro.
Yeah,
Like there's straight up no benefit.
somebody was, I forgot who it was, but somebody was telling me that like they're like you're disabled anyway. It's like why would you want anything? It's all like okay, no, if you have to pick, they're like they both suck because you're losing something. I'm like, hey, no, but you have to pick which one would you rather be, and they wouldn't give me an answer. I'm like, dude, this is a no brainer. I'd much rather be deaf than be blind.
Yeah, I think only stupid people say blind, to be honest.
you,
Because
you,
straight up, there's no benefit.
yeah,
No benefit just being
you,
blind. Like you can hear people, yes, but like
you might be
barely.
Matt Murdock.
It's like majority of the picture is taken away, dog, of life when you're blind.
Well, yeah, yeah. Like I feel like you lose so much. You know what I mean? Not saying
Like
that like.
deaf would suck too, I guess, but you can make up more for being deaf than you can for being blind. I think
Well, yeah. If you're deaf, just watch. Just watch. You got. The only
you can still
changes
watch
is you got to watch
movies.
stuff with closed captioning.
But I guess you can't listen to music anymore. But I
You
think
can
there's
see
still more to the
subtitles.
world.
You all you have to do is crank the bass super loud
Wait, you can still
and
feel.
yeah, as I say, all you have to do is crank the bass
Yeah,
super
being
loud
blind
and have
is not the
the
point.
lyrics displayed on your screen and you're good.
The lyrics is funny. I just imagine what it sounds like. That's funny. No, I'd much rather be deaf 100%. I'd rather be neither, honestly, but
Well, yeah, of course.
deaf, deaf, if I had to pick.
All right, now gay son or thought daughter? No, I'm just kidding.
Bruh. That is the easiest shit in the world, bro.
Which one? Which one?
Bruh, you know. You know, bro.
Gay son, right?
You know. Bro, no cap. I think it's funny that that was even a thing because they're not even comparable, like, at all. The gay son or thought daughter. Like, for me, it was um, always gay son, I'm pretty sure. Because what do you gain out of thought daughter?
Yeah.
There's
Not
not
really
even,
anything.
I mean, not that you, like, want to pick a kid just to gain off of them, but, like, it's just worse, bro. And no one even said that the gay son had to be like a submissive gay son either, bro.
Do you have a dominant gay son?
Like everyone think about it the wrong way. I feel like you could have a powerhouse gay son. I feel like no, definitely gay son, bro. Would you care if your kids were LGBT at all?
No, of course not. Me and my wife kind of were talking about this like because like when my closest friends became like nice like a close friend of mine is trans.
Mm.
Um, and obviously like they grew up in the church and stuff, and like it was kind of a controversy a little bit within the church, and like me and my wife were talking about it, we're all like it's not really that big of a deal to be honest, like because like they're getting kicked out of their house and stuff, and it's like we were talking
Oh
about it
dang.
like we wouldn't kick out if our kid was trans, we wouldn't kick him out because at the end of the day that's still our kid.
That
You know what
that
I
is
mean?
pretty crazy, bro.
It's like the way that we
Where's
see
the
it,
love?
right, is obviously like within our religion we don't agree with it, but
Mm.
not to the point where we don't see them as like a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's just like certain things that we
100%.
wouldn't like do. So like we've had this discussion before. Like if our kid, like let's say like our daughter, our son was gay, and they were getting married, we probably wouldn't attend that marriage just because
Really?
like it's not something that we agree with. But it's
Mm.
not to the point where like we wouldn't support them, like as a person. We just
Yeah.
obviously can't support their ideals because of what we believe in,
Gotcha.
and
Gotcha.
like not to the point where we would have no what's it called, no conversation with them, like no whatever. It's just like certain things that I mean, like the way I see it is you kind of have to be respectful both ways. You know what I mean? Because it's
Mhm.
like I'm what would get me mad is like let's say I had a daughter, right, and like
Thought daughter.
we
Lesbian thought
pray
daughter.
we pray before we eat, right? And
Mhm.
like if my daughter she started going like, oh, this is so stupid, why do you even pray, like God doesn't even exist. It's like, dude, come on, you're in my household, like
Dude,
you're in my
come on.
household, be a little respectful of like what we do, and then we'll respect you. It's like a both things.
Uh-huh.
Right? Not saying that I'm expecting you to pray as well.
Dude, come on.
Like I'm not expecting you to pray. I'm just expecting you to be respectful while we're praying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like that. So
Yeah, I get you.
what about you? What about you?
I respect that take a lot.
I've always
I think
I've
that
always
low-key
said
is how it is.
I've always said like
Where,
I
like,
respect the
you
movement.
shouldn't not love people anymore just because they do something that's against God, right? Like God wrote in the laws, don't do this. They do it. Are they like no longer a human anymore now? Like there's dirt now that they didn't follow his wishes because like we all break that, you know? Like nobody's perfect. Like God
Oh
just
yeah, of
orders you
course.
to love people. I mean, you should try to guide people to God's wishes, obviously, but at the end of the day, like love thy neighbor as
Yeah, I
thyself.
don't know. I've always had I've I don't know what's the best way to say it. I kind of want
Oh
to come up
God,
with the
he
phrase,
hates them, bro.
but it's always like in my head, right? Like I respect the movement. I don't respect. I know that sounds bad. I was gonna say I respect the movement. I don't respect the person, but that sounds
Wait, I feel
equally
the
as bad.
opposite.
That sounds equally as bad.
I respect the people,
I
but not the movement.
yeah.
Actually,
There's a
or
way
actually,
to
I not even
like
say respect. I love the people, but not the
well
movement.
well there's a way to like do it because it's like I actually do advocate for like gay rights and for transgender rights. Like I'm a
Really?
huge advocate for them. Well, yeah, because it's like why they're people. You know what I mean? Why wouldn't they deserve rights?
And what
It's
you're talking
just I
about
don't
gay wrongs and trans wrongs.
I don't I don't
We're listening.
I just don't like the ideal, I guess, or the ideals behind them or whatever. You know what I mean?
Wait, so would you say gay marriage is a right or should be a right?
Yeah, of course.
I was gonna ask how you feel about that.
Definitely. There's like I said, like even though I would never attend a gay marriage because that would seem like I'm supporting it, like in like personally, but I think like okay, in my head, like government and religion should be completely separated. Like there's no reason for them to be in the same thing. And even in the Bible, like it is mentioned like you should like not be involved with politics too much. So I think like voting with your religion is kind of dumb, in my opinion. That's my hot take. You know what? That's my hot take. But like yes, I do advocate for like transgender rights and gay marriage and like all that stuff because it's like what they're people. There's no different. There's not a difference between a gay man and a straight man like biologically.
That's true. That's facts. That's
Um,
facts. That's facts.
And hot take as a Christian, right? But as a
Here we
Christian,
go.
I hate
Here we
other
go.
Christians, bro.
Why do you keep
Right?
saying this, bro?
Dude, those stupid Christian
You keep
lobbyists.
speaking to the
They're
universe.
the idiots who were like the parents, especially freaking like during the 80s and stuff. They're like, Pokemon's bad, ban it. Swear words on TV, ban them. Like rock music, get rid of it. Just because like it's satanic and stuff. Like, bro, it's not that big of a deal, and you're trying to use a religion to justify things when you shouldn't be. And that just gets me mad.
Mm-hmm.
So like especially like the well I mean and even just like throughout the years people have obviously used like their religion to do bad things obviously.
Yeah, of course.
So that just gets me like double angry.
Mm.
But yeah, I can talk about this but then it's gonna get really political and I don't want to make it political. That's really stupid. I just
I was like, we did
like,
kind of political
I'm not
there, huh?
I'm not gonna mention any like groups or any I should say besides Christians. I'm not gonna mention any. I shouldn't say Christians. I should say
hate
religious
Christians.
people. Religious people.
Mm.
But yeah. What about you? What about you, brother? What's your hot take?
On what?
I don't know anything. We got like a couple minutes left.
Bro, you were just rapid firing with hot takes, bro. I don't know. I was just responding to stuff you were talking about. I don't know. Anytime
Here, you want to make plans? We can make plans if you want for when you get here. Over the
right now?
if you want.
Well, show me around. But
Well, what are you trying to do? You like you like have you eaten like Hispanic food?
Yo, if you
You
could put
want
me on, that would be kind of crazy, because Mexican food is my least favorite kind of food. So if you actually put me on, that would actually be awesome.
I can put you on. I can definitely put you on. I just kind of have to know like what you like. So
I like burritos.
Okay, then I can. There's
I like
definitely a good
soft
place-
shell
good burrito here.
tacos.
There's definitely good places here. Then Saturday we can go eat there. We can go eat at a Hispanic restaurant or a
That's all I
Hispanic
like.
sit down place.
Those two things.
Ooh, you know what? Hot take. All right. Hot take
We
for
really
Hispanic
can.
restaurants. All right. I hate when they're clean and nice and when they're good. In my mind, the more
When they're
ghetto
good,
that a
crazy.
Hispanic, like I guess good like the building. In my mind, the ghettoer the building, the ghettoer the location, the better the food's gonna be at a Hispanic place.
That's not even a Hispanic thing. What do you mean?
Well,
That's okay. Maybe every race has that. What the hell? Because black people have that too. Like the best like chicken places are not like KFC, Popeye. It's like the place like down the street that looks like really really shitty, but the food is like such good quality. Dang, I think every race might have that. Holy, 'cause there are some Asian restaurants like that too. Actually, that aren't good quality, but like you look at them, and you're like, okay, this is not very professional at all. But
For the Asian
food is
restaurants?
bomb.
for
You
the
get
Asian restaurants,
bang
there
for
has to
your
be a
buck.
little kid working on his math working on his homework in the background. He has to be the one to sit me down. All right. If I walk in and a little kid gets up from a computer where he was very clearly doing his homework and he comes to sit me down and then he goes to get his mom, I know I'm at a good place. I know I'm about to eat some of the best Asian food I've ever had.
I've never experienced that before, but I think that sounds awesome, to be honest. I would love that. Look, I might need to do that to my kids.
In
Make 'em
California,
work early.
in California, there's this place we used to go to where like literally the cashier was behind one of those like bank teller things, like plastic on the wall. You had to slide your money like down one of those little like metal plates thing where obviously these are just enough to get like the
This
money
was
through.
where?
In California.
But what place?
I actually think it might be in Compton. I don't
Or
think they're
where'd you
open
go?
anymore.
What building or whatever did you go to?
It's like a mom and I don't say mom and pop store, but it's like a regular just like a Hispanic restaurant.
Bruh.
There's like gang signs in the alleyway. If you go like
Gang signs out the window, yeah.
there's tags everywhere. If you if you go inside the lobby, like I'm pretty sure one time when I was younger, like somebody got mugged outside the street. But best tacos.
Wait, you used to live in California?
All of California. I used to live there when I was like 5. So I was actually born in California.
What is
And
with
then
everyone in like being
we
from
moved.
California or living in California when they were younger?
We moved when I was like 5, and then we moved to South Dakota.
Oh dang. That's crazy. I didn't know that.
And then I went back to visit like almost every single summer. So a bunch of my family still lives there. So like if we ever go, like whenever we visit California, which I haven't visited in like a couple years now, but like whenever we would go visit, we'd stay with them, and then we'd go out to eat in a bunch of places. But
Okay.
that place I was mentioning got shut down recently, or like a couple years ago. I've been told by some family members. So
Damn, rest up.
yeah, kind of sucks. But like I said, that place was extremely ghetto, and it was delicious.
Yes, sir. Might need to visit.
All right, well, I'll take you there. I guess what else do you want to do when you're here?
Yo,
Obviously,
mama,
we're gonna go to church, right?
yes,
And then we'll go
sir.
eat
That would be hype,
around
bruh.
like we'll go to church, and then we'll eat around like 5ish or like 6ish, maybe like 5:30ish, 6ish. Once we're done with service, and then we'll just have the rest of the night to ourselves. Like we'll probably go out to eat with like my wife, and then her family might tag along, just 'cause that's what we usually do after church.
Yes, sir.
We all go out to eat, and then we can go to like, I don't know. You like bowling?
I love
You like
bowling.
arcades? We can go to like an arcade. I know.
We can go to arcade. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Right.
I'd be down with that.
Well, everybody, look forward to the next episode because it's gonna be recorded in person. All right.
Yes, sir. Bro, I keep imagining in my head that we're at like some like McDonald's. Bro, imagine we go to Alex's job, bro, and like
That's like 2 hours away, bro.
what? He's actually far away.
Yeah, he's
Bro, like it would be
super
so
far
funny
from-
if
he's
like
super far
we
from
had
me.
an episode where like we had like a phone next to us, like we were sitting at a table, like a 2-person like table. The phone was like just propped up, and like you occasionally see him like pass by in the background, and we could do our podcast episode. Oh, that would be hilarious, bro.
No, unfortunately, Alex is 2 hours away from us.
Tragic, bro. Tragic.
I could message him and see if he'd want to come, but obviously it'd be a 2-hour drive for him there and back throughout the night.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so look forward to that next episode, guys. It'll be in
Yes,
person.
sirree.
All right. This has
awesome.
been the TG podcast.
Episode 11.
Episode 11, dude. We made it past the 2 digits.
Let's go, bro.
We're
We're insane.
I'm actually pretty hyped with the fact that we were able to get that far.
This really is the greatest podcast.
Yes, TG, the greatest podcast.
And see.